Alright. So we are late as always. But that's okay. It's okay. Because it's me and we should know better. You should know better. That's the way things go around here. Alright. How's everybody doing? Doing okay, I hope so. I'm out of wax melts that smell, so we're gonna have to go with the stick it, but we're gonna use the bottle smoker so it's contained, and we should be okay, at least for now. Alright, down into the dark depths you go. Hopefully I don't put you out by hitting the side every single time. Alright, so we will put you in there. The smoking bottle's kind of fun. I do recommend that you have something sitting under it though, like a coaster you don't care about or a piece of paper or something, because as the smoke comes out, the residue in the smoke cloud from what's burning can leave a mark on the surface it's sitting on. So I can't really recommend those bottles to anybody, but it serves a purpose. Alright, so we're really behind. I'm really behind on Christmas gifts. Or at least I feel like I am. I wanted to almost be done by now, and I'm not. So we need to get a move on here. Hold on. I've got way too much cardboard here. Skizzers. I need my skizzers. Ah! I'm being attacked by a cardboard box. Okay. So, this is the same box I had the other day. I'm sure I'm not gonna dox myself here. Like, I'm not that worried about it, because some of you already know who have ordered from me the general area that I live in. It's not like I'm worried about that. Alright, what size template do we want to make? Do we want the middle one? Or do we want the side one? I think we're gonna go with the middle piece, actually. Alright, this board we've used this a lot. It's a, just an old cutting board. Plastic. I don't care about it. It was super cheap. It can get trashed. It's already trashed. Got a little bit of a texture on it, so it didn't quite work what I had originally gotten it for. It's just to protect my table, or what's left of my table surface that's slowly dying a miserable death. Alright. Ooh, you're gonna be a pain. Can I peel you off Amazon tacky tape? Because you've got strings in you. And you're gonna be a problem. Alright, that should be good now. Okay, so we have to make another template because I don't have something that's gonna work for this. So, remember the other night when we had to cut stream short? First of all, let's do a recap. There's the gift for my mom. Where's my mouse? My mouse has vanished. Okay. So there's the gift for my mom. Her little rooster guy. Her ornaments done. I'm gonna put you back there. Alright, so this is the mother-in-law's, oh, you are smoking up a storm. This is the mother-in-law's, gift. I said the other night on stream, yeah, I'm gonna record the end of this so that way Russell and our friend can go chill for a minute, because the friend's been bogged down with getting ready with finals, and he needed a break, so it was unexpected. Yeah, about that. I was working on it, staying really hard in camera, you know, checking to make sure I was where I was. I was like, oh, I'm not in frame, and fixing and everything, and finished him up, and went to hit stop record and noticed I never hit record, so can't really go back and fix that.
Good job.
Yeah, so that's gonna just abruptly end on that video, but I'll put a link to where the photo can be found. And that's the backside. If you don't want all the backside showing, you could just cut a piece of felt. You know, you could go black or orange or blue, or, you know, whatever color you want to put on the back here, and just kind of glue that in place. I just didn't bother. It's not going to bother me that much, but like if I was selling it, I would, just to hide all that. But she's not going to care. I know she's not going to care. So I don't think I had any felt the right color anyhow, but so there's those two gifts done. So we're moving on to the third gift that I'm really on a time crunch for, because I don't know how long the person's going to be in the area. So we were going to try to do a needle felted Winnebago, like a 3D one, and I was not looking forward to that because I was like, oh, this is going to be hard. So turns out that she decided she likes cardinals, and so that's why we have a cardinal on the screen. And we're going to try to do a cardinal template. I've never drawn a cardinal before. This is going to be fascinatingly a train wreck, but, you know, we'll see what we can do. So it's we kind of have a, don't know how well the pencil's going to show up. We'll go over it in pen when we're done. Like, that's kind of big, actually. We can streamline it once we get there. Let me figure out where placement's going to be and all that. So, we got something for it to sit on. So say beak needs to touch about here, like the tip of beak. Face probably about there. And actually face works for body too. Head arc probably about there. Back side of wing. Maybe about here. I know these lines make no sense to anybody, but I kind of know what they mean. So, and then right about here. Okay, let's see if we can work with that. Alright, so, right. So this comes up to here. We've got, oh, what did I say? This was the beaky point. So, what am I doing? Alright, oh shit, okay, I'm glad I saw that now. Sure. It's kind of like a... This might have to get adjusted, so, the top of the head curve, so it's kind of in line with the bottom of the body. Yeah, we're gonna... I know I said that was beaky point, but... That's okay, we can adjust this as we need to. Gonna come down to here. Show. Alright, so then we've got... I have to keep telling myself not to go full balls to the walls here. I'm gonna draw some of the detail in on this, even though we're gonna remove some of it. Just so I kind of have a reference point here. If I draw it once, then I should be able to figure it out. Should. Being the operative word there. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna have to clean that boy up a little. Oh, he looks like a sad little penguin. Which is, not cool if it's supposed to be a cardinal. Oh, you have no idea, sweetie.
Oh, I have a pretty good idea, hon.
Like, he feels scrunched. This might have to... We might have to extend part of this, so... That's pretty bad. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Alright, this is our... Maybe if we change the angle on our wing here that's hanging down in the back. Right. So this is gonna come down here. Now remember, all this inner detail is not gonna really matter that much here in a minute. Because that's all gonna go. Because I need the silhouette. And I know we haven't put any feet on him yet. That's something we're gonna have to wing it and put it in when we get there, because you know we're not gonna be cutting that out. All right, let's see what we can do here. Now, I'm using an X-Acto knife, and I realize that some people might not have one. This cardboard's not that tough. It's corrugated. It's got the little air pockets in the middle. If you get super stuck and you don't know how to get in there, if you have like a toothpick, like one of the sharp pointy toothpicks, you might be able to use one of those. It might take a little bit longer, but if you kind of use it and like poke through, you know, just make a bunch of dots, you might see where your pokes are on the other side, where you can come back through and then re-poke through on that side, and then eventually it should get to a point where you can perforate the outline enough to be able to get something to happen there if you're in a real bind. Depending on the toughness and thickness of your cardboard. Like if it's easy to make an indent on the toothpick trick, or like a paper clip or something, it might work for you. Just be careful. I know not everyone probably has an X-Acto knife or can get one, so that might be a workaround for you. If you do have an X-Acto knife, be very careful while using it. They are extremely sharp. I know you might be scoffing and rolling your eyes and being like, yeah, okay, whatever, lady. They are very sharp. I almost lost a fingernail to one. So, when I wasn't being careful. When I was trying to put a dollhouse kit together, I was trying to cut through some of the balsa wood, and apparently my thumb was in the way and I didn't realize it. And I came down very hard trying to do an angled cut across part of my thumb. So be very careful. And if you need to be very careful by doing smaller solly cuts, then you know, that's how it has to be. So we just kind of need a basic shape. Now I know some people are fine doing it without the template. And if you don't need the template, then cool. I need guidelines. So this is how I am going to handle that. Does she need help? So okay, just making sure that we're cutting through both sides here. Looks a little more blue jay like than a cardinal, but that's alright. It's just a temporary guideline just so we can kind of get the shape right. Now I'm gonna try to sort of do this one in like the same style as the butterfly, where we're gonna be a little bit flatter. That didn't go through at all. I think I'm pressing hard. And then come to find out, why are you being so stubborn? Where are you? Like, there's a... sort of cut there. Okay. Couldn't figure out where we were at here. Okay, so there's a partial cut through. Alright, let's see. We're kind of through. Don't want to mess up part of this too badly. You can kind of see my line on this side. It's because of this ink that I'm having such a hard time seeing where we're at. Particular spots a little. There we go. So we didn't quite get that cleaned up that well. I might be able to come back in with the scissors and see what we can do. Come back into here. Everything all right?
Uh-huh.
So what's he having for dinner?
Soup.
Okay. Does she need pizza?
I don't think so. She seems happy with the soup.
All right. I'm getting low on food supplies because we need to go to the store. So we are doing pizza tonight because it's what I had the stuff to make. That's partly why I was a little behind getting started today, because I had to go make our dough. Come on now. Don't remember the butterfly being this fussy. Cutting out, but that one could have been a just more cooperative piece of cardboard as well. Come on. Now where are you stuck? And we also have this section that had tape on it, so not all that surprised. But it's trying to be a little extra fussy. Right in there. Carved in full hair. Now this one's gonna be a little bit tricky, right? Because where are you stuck? You're acting like you want to let go. Where are we stuck in? There we go. Oh, okay. So let me see about cleaning up that triangle there. That's a bit sloppy. Where is my... So we lost one of the little head triangles, and I guess that's alright. Okay, so we've got all kinds of things happening here with stuff. There's going to be some different colors going on here. Alright, so there's our big guy. Let me grab our felt so that we can see what we're doing. Remember, we used this guy before, sort of our scrap felt, just to help us release from the pad. My poor beat up gnat. Alright. Back on getting set up here. Okay, so yeah, like I'm gonna try to do sort of the similar style to the butterfly, where I'm gonna do some stitching around the edges just to make sure it's cleaned up and stuff. So, yeah. Now we need our finger do's so that we don't hurt ourselves, because that would not go well. And we already know that I am a bit of a hot mess, so we don't want to have too many issues. So we've got a couple different shades of red going on here. We've got red, and then we've got some darker red on the wings. So these two are very similar, but this one's a little bit more of a purple undertone to it, I think. So we're gonna make this the base color, and then we'll come back in and do like the wing on that color. And there's a little bit of black going on in here too, but base color, we're gonna start off with deep red. Now this is a big twist color. So I might need to fluff some more of this as we go. So we might have to pause temporarily and do that. Alright, so we've got this kind of hanging out up here, that hanging out up there. This kind of chilling in here. We've got this guy chilling down here. I need... Got a bit of our chocolate brown. stick. And then just a teeny tiny bit more red that's gonna kind of sit in there. So we're gonna do this slowly as we get our base figured out here. Okay, so I'm gonna drag this on the edge of the template. I don't want to go too hard into our felt here. But I kind of just want to get our edge established, so I'm kind of just tapping, like just. And I'm just gonna come down through this top layer, and when I just feel like I'm starting to touch the mat, I'm gonna stop and pull back up. So very gentle as we get our shape established here. This is just how I'm doing it. If you want a rotund 3D little cardinal guy, you go for it. I'm just doing the flatter version for now because I am a bit tight on time. And I kind of want it to match the other one. Again, I am just barely tapping that down into each other. Now this is the acrylic yarn that I am using here at the moment. What are you? What are you? I think you're a piece of cardboard. Get out of there. I don't need you in there, friends. So I am going a little bit deeper, not much, just to establish our edges. But I don't want to go too deep because that will be a little problematic if we do. So this guy's gonna need some help here. Because he is trying to, his tail feather's trying to take over there. And not in a way that I really want him to. So let me move that stuff out of the way so we can kind of see what we got happening here. so this is kind of in two pieces, so that's gonna be a little bit of a struggle there. So this guy's gonna
Yes, dear, that is a burning plastic smell. You're good.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. Your mom just accidentally put a thing of plastic on the heat on the stove.
They need all kinds of supervision. I'm glad that's not a brand new stove. Like, I like that stove, but it's starting to get a little weird. Like, it's starting to make me a little nervous using it. I swear the one burner is getting hotter than what the temperature is set to. Where did plastic come from?
She went to add salt and pepper to her soup and set the salt and pepper bag on the freshly heated stovetop. Yep.
Right. Okay. Who realized it? You or her? And he walked away. Alright. The rest of the red fluff I'm just gonna sit up there just for a moment. And I'm just trying to find my edges here. This is why we don't want them living alone. Well, my dad's to the point where he can't live alone. There's too much stuff wrong. But, well, neither one of them can really live alone at this point. I'm just trying to tap down our brown here. We're gonna have to find a color for our feet. Probably have a, I mean, I'm sure I have a yarn color, but I might have roving right next to me that will do. So I'm trying to be careful with how hard I'm tapping this, right? Because I don't want it to attach. I don't want it to attach to this felt base. So we will see, because we still have to put in the rest of our color here. So I kind of have to look at our photo. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna stick the red in, and then where we need to shade, we'll shade, but I know this isn't going to be a real super quick one, because we still have to get the other color in here. All right, we still have to do the beak and stuff. All right. So we'll stick the rest of our fluff back in. And we'll try to establish our edges here, because we're still on side one. That's also why I'm trying to be super careful. Because we still have to come back. Here and get the rest of him kind of sort of sorted. All right, I'm gonna turn him upside down just for a little bit here. Because I kind of need to, like, I need to attach this a little bit on the bottom into the stick to try to get everybody to be one piece here. Sorry about the scraping noise. That's the needle on the cardboard as I'm trying to find my edge here. Alright, so let's see, I think I'm kind of in frame. We're trying to stay in frame. I don't want to get too carried away pulling everybody in yet, because still have to finish establishing face and stuff, so I know he's upside down. Nobody panic. He's supposed to be at the moment. You know, when I got this color, I really didn't think I'd be using that much of it for the amount of projects that I've used it on. Just didn't see it being that much of a used color. And now I'm like, oh, well, you know, this would work. Like, I had actually grabbed a gold color that I was originally gonna try to do this beak with. And I'm looking at the photo, and then I'm kind of like, wait, that seems a bit more orangey. Alright, so just barely tapping down. I'm actually really nervous about pulling this up after we take the template off. So I don't know if everybody's gonna be attached. Where they need to be. They don't need to be super tight. Like the first pass doesn't need to be super tight, but it needs to be a little bit flatter than it is right now. And I'm just nervous when we go to pull up. Someone's not going to be attached at their attachment point. Now, I'm not too worried if the orange and the red bleed together. Because there's gonna be black edging those two. I just didn't want to put the black in just yet. I just didn't feel ready for it just yet. We will see what happens here. So I am gonna try to take the bottom edge of the bird a little bit over the stick, like I said earlier, just to try to make sure that those two are gonna be attached. I will say it is getting chilly in here. I don't know if we got the rain today that we were supposed to. I think all it did was drizzle. But my body definitely is like, hey, they said rain. They originally had it raining all week, but now they've took some of those days away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Any rain tonight?
I think there's like a fractional chance. I think it's like cloudy tomorrow with like a 20% chance of showers. I think the next day that it's like above a 20% chance of rain is probably Wednesday. I think that's like 70 something. You alright? How long have you been over there?
Just got here.
Oh, okay. You startled me. I thought you were in the other room. And I think Tuesday it said 67 again, and I'm like, oh, these temperatures, it needs to pick something, because this up and down is killing me. Between my previous neck injury and my other various body shenanigans, I can't take this roller coaster of a temperature situation. Can we just be cold for a while? Like, I'm okay with it, you know, getting warm and getting chilly slowly. I don't like this. Oh, it's gonna be almost 70 today. Now tonight it's gonna be like 23. And I'm like, huh? No. Let's not with that. Body can't take it. Alright, I'm probably not gonna get this super flat in here. That's not bad looking though. Alright, for right now I'm gonna stick this orange back in its bag. Alright, I'm gonna gently peel up our template. Gently. Alright, now I'm gonna... he poked through a little bit. Let's see how his release is gonna go. Ugh. He's gonna get a little distorted. Oh, he's very thin still. We need to add some more fluff to him. He is nowhere near fluffed enough. Yeah, he's got some thin boy sections to him. Come on. Oh, come on, buddy. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you. Come on. You have to let go of the felt. Oh, you're trying to let go of your branch, is what you're trying to do. Come on. Okay. So, yeah, we're a little distorted, and we've picked up a little bit of our white fluff, but I kind of figured that was going to happen. So I'm going to turn our template over, because we still need some help here, friend. You are not anywhere near ready to be turned loose into the wilds. Nowhere near. For sure. There's that. Alright, so I'm just kind of trying to shove him back into his template area. Like I said, he's not thick enough at all. He had some thin spots that we could see through. So he's gonna take a couple layers to establish here. Alright, so I'm just gonna get another little floof ball there. I'm gonna get some more of our deep red. Now, it did take us quite a few passes on the butterfly to get a thickness that I was happy with, so. Gonna lay you back on top here. I'm just kind of fluffing out my fluff here a little bit, so it's a little bit more evenly distributed. See glitter in it already. Glitter. Right. Alright, so this one I am gonna sneak just a bit, because our branchy boy here is gonna be about that size. Might be a little big for that spot. Alright, so we're probably going to have to shuffle some of this fluff around as we are attaching here. And reestablishing where everything's going to sit as we thicken up everybody. So, put you up there, bird hanging out back there. Alright, so I'm gonna start in on the beak. Again, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper on the edge, but I'm gonna try not to go too deep, because then it's just trouble trying to release from the felt. And we might have to do this a pass or two. As we bulk our buddy out here. It's gonna be a little hard to see. What we're doing. At the moment. So as I am trying to lightly fluff the orange down, I'm still gonna have to reestablish my edges every so often. It's gonna spread out just a little bit. Over the edge of my template guy here. Probably need to pick up another file folder. Or I guess I can use the one I have. I just need to put these in a Ziploc bag so they don't get charcoal all over them. So that I can keep this guy in case I need him again. Don't know if I really will. but I'll probably hold on to him for a little while. So get this guy. Sorted in and around himself. You know, as best as we can without fully, or without trying to fully attach to the felt, because we don't want to be attached to the felt. We're not trying to do that. I'm just using it as a way to release it from the mat a little bit easier. Oop. Careful now. I don't want to become one with the cardboard either. That's probably not gonna do me any real favors there. Alright, so I'm gonna turn him again. And I'm just trying to make sure that we don't lose how our friend here is anchored. I doubt we will. They're not really anchored, they're just kind of sitting here. Where's my... Where on earth is your head at, my friend? I've lost the edge of the cardboard, which is sort of an impressive feat, all things considered. I think, because it should be right here. Where are you? Where on earth is... Okay. Alright. I thought you were wider than that. Surprise. Oh, there's gonna be sirens. There's gonna be sirens, and I'm sorry. We live on a busy road, for those that are new here. It's like the main road that goes through town. It's a small town. Well, small-ish town. And, excuse me. And we get all the sirens and things and stuff at times. Traffic's usually a bit louder. It's probably because it's Sunday. Oh, it's almost 6. Oh, I did get a late start, didn't I? Traffic's not usually quite as bad on Sunday. We did have a reenactment this weekend. For a Civil War battle. They do it like every 2 years, and we heard them firing off their cannons and stuff, echoing off all of the buildings in the mountains around, and Russell and I were like, you know, I don't remember hearing it this loud before. And then, you know, I had to stop back and think, well, when was the last time they did it? And I was like, well, last time I guess would have been 2020, and I think they canceled it because of COVID. And there's been a lot more construction since then. They've been going balls to the walls trying to put in more housing developments, and I'm just like, this isn't going to be a farm community much longer, because, you know, y'all are just eating up every bit of spare space you can find here, it seems. But it was particularly loud, and I think it's because there wasn't much where they were doing it, because they were doing it in the empty section of field to absorb the sound, so. It was a trifle bit annoying yesterday with how loud it was. And like, it was like open to the public, so, you know, they could come and look at stuff and, you know, see how like campsites were set up. And I think in years past they've spent the night there. I thought they were supposed to do another battle today, but we didn't hear anything. So I don't know if it did rain and they didn't do it, or the wind was blowing in a different direction and we just didn't hear it. I don't know. I found it odd that we didn't hear anything. I might have just been that exhausted and slept through it. They might have done it earlier in the morning. So I'm trying not to get too carried away with my stabbing here, because I don't want to attach too far down. But at the same time, we also need to figure out where the heck we are. And we do need to attach. He looks rather creepy at the moment. Alright, I need to kind of tamp you down just a little bit, friend, because I can't see. What we are doing. As my tree branch here is being a little fussy about attaching. Once we get a little more solidity, that might be a word. If it's not, it's an easy word. I feel like solidity might be a real word. Once we get some more establishedness happening here where I feel like it's not gonna fall apart if I look at it funny. We'll be able to remove our template here. But I am going a little bit slower. Here, just to kind of make sure that we are good. Excuse me. Alright, I'm gonna turn you again because I kind of need to see what's happening on this side now. I thought I had already gotten you sorted. I guess I didn't. So this is our extra fluff here for our tail. Just trying to make sure that we are good here. Gonna kind of poke that up towards the stick a little bit so that we've got a good attachment point. And you know, we can always come back in once we get it off the template. We can move it around a little bit better. And adjust color placement if we need to. So I'm just kind of tucking in on the edge here, trying to re-establish my shape. Again, if you want a 3D burb friend, go for it. If I was a little bit more comfortable doing that, I would. But this kind of amused me, so I was like, okay. We'll just kind of go with that. And sorry we didn't do any art stream last night, but I was exhausted. We've got some other stuff going on here with my dad, and I was doing podcast stuff, and in fact I was so tired I wasn't sure if I actually did all of the stuff I needed for the podcast. I kind of think I did. I hope I did. I feel like I did. I'm just not real confident that I did. kind of situation. I think we're okay. Now, obviously, the one side of this is gonna be a little different than the other, because I'm gonna have to bring like the shaded feather section down. So I am gonna have a back side to this. That will end up being a thing. Especially if I end up stitching around the edges, which I kind of want to do. Just to kind of give it that patchy feel. This stick is being a little bit extra fussy. Or rather, a layer of fuss that I didn't quite anticipate. Although, when I was originally plotting this out in my head, I didn't think I was going to be doing a stick for this guy to be sitting on. You tell me when you're starting to get hungry, okay?
Yeah, whatever.
Well, not whatever. I know you've had a tough day.
You will get around to eating whenever you're ready. I'm alright.
Alright, so have to work on getting our guy in here. Oh, Burb. Burb. Your fluff is taking over, Burb. Yeah, I think it's taking over more than it should be. Trying to find where the rest of you attached a bit here. Right, I think you attached in there. Let's turn you again so I can see what the heck's going on here. I'm trying to be gentle as I establish where this is all getting jammed into. Because again, I don't want to fully go into the felt because we're going to release this guy. At some point here. Or at least that's the plan. And I need him to let go. to, let's get this sort of established. Alright, now, without going too deep here. So how's everybody doing today? How was your weekend? It is Sunday for me. Keep hitting the cardboard. That's what that popping noise was. Alright, I'm still using this bent ass needle. I'm gonna keep going. Hopefully it makes it through the husband's gift. Because I really don't want to bend a second needle on his gift. I mean, if I have to, I have to. But I'm just hoping that I can just keep using the same one that I bent off of the skeleton. Now, I don't really have an update on his gift today because I haven't had a chance to work on it. I've been trying to get the mother-in-law and I guess aunt-in-law's gifts done. Because we don't know when they're leaving town again. So I need to try to get their shit done pronto. So that way, if they say, yeah, we're stopping by because we're on our way out, I'm not like mid-project. Alright, so I'm just trying to establish our base color. Now we still have to put the shading in and what have you. Right now I'm just establishing our base shapes here. And base color. So there's a lot more fluff going on here because he's got some real estate that he's covering, so I kind of got a little carried away with how big he was compared to the butterfly. I should have went with a smaller piece of cardboard to keep me in check, but oh well now, so this is how it's gonna be. Doop-a-doop-doo. So, yeah, we didn't really do much of anything this weekend. Well, I mean, I was on the podcast, but we didn't, like, go do anything. Wasn't enough energy or time for that. And I will be on the podcast again for the last podcast of the year this weekend. This coming weekend, on the 10th. For the Challenger Death List show. That is a tradition where we ask challengers to send in the list of their challenge characters that did not survive over the past year. We ask that people send those in to podcast@wildchallenges.com, or you can message your list through Facebook Messenger to the Wild Challenges Facebook page, or you can hand them off to one of the mods in Discord. Doesn't matter what mod. Just, you know, give them a whisper, or you can leave Lita a message as well. Might be a little bit before she gets back to you, though, because time zones and work schedules and stuff, because she's in Australia. So, but we do ask that you send those in no later than December 8th. If you send them in after December 8th, can't guarantee that she'll have time to get them ready for the show on Saturday. And oh yeah, we kind of went a little deep there. They'll be read out on Saturday's show. Or if you have a Challenger resolution for 2023 that you would like to share as well, you can send that in then also. Alright, so that released fairly well, all things considered. Does have some white felt fuzz in there. Just pull it off. Alright. So, grab our template again. You've got a little bit more a little bit more stable, but I just want to pull you back together at least one more time. So we want to make sure that you're doing okay here. So we might have a little bit of the fuzz from the felt sheet in. If that's going to be a problem for what you're doing, you could try to go with a different color felt. I mean, I guess you could go with red, but then you have to worry about the red fluffs, the red felt strands getting caught up in your beak or in your stick. If that's not going to be a problem for you, then, you know, whatever. Go for it. I know my hand's kind of in the way there. Oh, just trying to make sure that we are looking. What is that? What are you? There's something in there. What is you? Might be something from the felt sheet. Because this felt sheet was apparently made with recycled plastic bottles, which I find fascinating, that they can still call it a felt sheet with that. I am deeply curious about that process and how they went about making that. Maybe one of these days when I'm bored census, I will actually look that up if I remember to. Don't know if I'll be able to find anything. It might be like a trade secret or something. My husband and I are working on possibly a new series that we're going to try to do with Planet Zoo. We're still working on the details, so I'm not sure when you can expect that to surface. It probably won't be till like the middle of December though. It could happen slightly before then, but we're still working all that out. You alright?
Positively, cow, get off. Come on.
But he has to sit on you at all times.
Yes, he does.
Because it's cow. And that's how cow operates. So that's a little weird there. I'm gonna grab just a tiny bit more brown. And I'm gonna see about tapping that in there, because that red kind of took over our branch and it looked a little funny to me, so that looks a little bit better. Get that established in there. So the length of our stick has gotten, our branch, has gotten a little bit shorter. So now would definitely be the time to add a little bit more length to that guy, if that's gonna be an issue for you. I'm just kind of redoing our edge again, because every time I pop him up, he seems to spread out a little bit more. As we are reestablishing. And you know, I want to go back through this side too. Might take a couple of flips just to make sure that we're all good and worked together here. As I try not to completely mutilate my template. So we're trying burb as the inside of the template is sitting there silently mocking us, judging us. With that critical, I don't even know why his eye looks white there. It's the way the light is hitting it, because I think it's from either the glare from the pen or the pencil that we did, because he looks like he's got a little tiny white spot in the center of his eye, and I did not touch that with white anything, so I'm not quite sure what that's about. Only the burb silhouette, or the burb cutout from our silhouette will know truly what that is about. I'm so sad. One of my flamingos outside that lights up, he's not lighting up now. He lit up when we first put him out, and now he won't light. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if the wind did him in, or if it's the fuse on the plug, and I don't know where we have another fuse for that. I don't think we do. So he might just become a non-lit display. Unfortunately. Now I haven't added any more fluff to this pass. This is all the fluff that we had here. I'm just kind of trying to come back through the opposite side that we were on. It's gonna take a few passes to tighten him up. So do be aware, it's gonna take a minute. Unless you can stab through your fluff a heck of a lot faster and gentler than I can. I'm a little restricted on how fast I can go at times with my neck, as I'm trying not to anger that. And I also don't want to attach him too hard to our base underneath here, because we're going down through all of the fluff. But yeah, he's not felted enough yet. Not for my liking. Definitely going to take a few flippy flips here to get you sorted. We won't be finishing him today. Maybe tomorrow. He might take a couple of sessions. He might actually run into a late night art stream on Tuesday. We'll see. Oh, I'm getting bits of our cardboard worked in there somehow. Alright, so I'm going a little deeper than I want to be. But that's okay, because you're starting to peel up a little bit easier. Sort of. What is that? It looks like plastic. I don't know what that is. I mean, he was starting to peel up a little bit easier until we got up into that area. But, alright, let me kind of brush any of the loose stuff off here. Alright, I'm pretty sure we're done with the dark brown at the very least, so I can take that. What time is it? Alright. I'm just gonna come back through here. Template we might be okay with now. Maybe. Kinda, sorta. Because I definitely want to tighten him up just a little bit more. He's a little thin. Right in here. Like right in here. But at the same time, he's gonna get another color layer in that spot. So it's not too bad for him to be a little thin right there. He's gonna get our darker red kind of established, or that. And we still have to do some black on the face, some markings there. So put his little black bandit mask on. So that we can get that. Not sure why he keeps spreading out quite so much when I pull him off. Probably just because we don't have him quite that tightened up. That could be possible. But, you know, he is actually a little bit bigger than I anticipated. Drat. But, oh well. He's a big guy. You know, sometimes they just take on a mind of their own. And, oh, that white thing was a bit of the cardboard. The tape that was on the edge here. Somehow we worked that in. Oops. But yeah, sometimes these guys just take on a complete life of their own. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna be this big. And I'm like, we talked about this. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna be this big. So, just gonna go with it. It's fine. Ooh, okay. Needle. I know you're bent already. And you probably want to be put out of your misery. But I kind of need you to cooperate a little bit longer. If you would, please. Just a little bit longer. That would be so lovely. If you would. I mean, I have more needles. I'm just being cheap. Because it's still functioning. For my purposes. It's like, we shall not. We shall not waste our supplies. I mean, sometimes you have to. Especially when you're learning. Right? Sometimes there's gonna be those supplies that get sacrificed in the name of, oh crap, this didn't work. But maybe you can also try to use it for something else. If possible. Sometimes it's just not possible to recycle it into something else, or, you know, maybe at least keep that thing for like a scrap test piece then. until there's like no room left on that piece of paper or on that test material. Maybe you can hang on to it if you have the space to see how, oh, well, will ink work on this? Will it bleed too badly? Will it feather? Will it not show up at all? Kind of thing. Maybe you can keep that which you feel didn't work as a demo or a test piece. A test subject. Alright, you're getting a little bit, well, you were getting a little bit easier to pull up. You had been. I thought you had been. Maybe not. Alright. Alright, bird. Just need a couple more. Look, cardboard. You've served your purpose. You can stop doing that now. Oh wow. Okay, hold on. Let's get the shears. Let's get the shears. I think we need to do a haircut pass. Are you... See, I get nervous doing the non-shears when I can't see, and those particular pink scissors they do not do fine detail. They look like they would, right? But they don't close. I don't know if I got a defective pair or what, but they won't close. I don't know what's going on with those. Alright, so I'm just trying to get some of our fuzz cleaned up here for my purposes. You know, I really could just slide everything over and just actually do this in frame. Might be a better idea. Quite honestly. So that section of cardboard that I put the template through had some tape on it that we had peeled off, right? Well, apparently I managed to pick up some of that tape on the edges here. So that's fun. Not really. 100% sarcasm there. Now, I don't want to go too deep because I don't want to, you know, cut a part of them off. I'm just trying to get some of the excess fuzz that didn't want to cooperate in check here. Now he still feels a little thin in this spot where my thumb is, and that's okay because we have to come back with another color because I'm going to put our darker red there to establish our like shouldery wing area. Just trying to clean up some of the excess so we're not a little too out of control here. And we still have to put the little black mask on, so he still has a little ways to go. And I kind of want to at least do an outline stitch around his edges, if possible, just to kind of polish him up and finish him off. You don't have to do this step. I just find it makes it a little bit easier when doing these flat guys. Just to clean them up just a little bit. Or, you know, it could also be a product of the fact that I'm using the acrylic yarn, so it doesn't quite tightly stick to itself like the roving would. Although there's been times where I've used the roving and wanted to get in there and clean up a fuzzy edge, but it also might depend on how frizzy your roving is. As well. Okay. I still have to get his hook in here. I don't know if he's going to be thick enough. We'll try to stick the hook like up in here somewhere. The butterfly definitely is a lot denser at the moment, but I think butterfly also had a few more layers going on there. Like we might need to beef up the layers on the head area a little bit. The tail is fine. Tail is beefy enough. Going by the feel of him. Tail's pretty dense. I'm not worried about tail. And here still feels a little light, but after we establish our wing feathers there, I might come back in and see if we need to add another layer of red in places. So we didn't do that much of a haircut. A little bit. But for like all that trimming, like that's all that really came off. So it's really not that bad. I know it sounded a lot worse, but I think that's where we're going to leave off for today. Oh, it's Taco. Happy Sunday, but it's really unhappy Sunday. I go back to, oh no. Oh no. But then you're off soon again. So, you know, that's something. That's better than nothing, right? I mean, you've got something to look forward to. And you did hit 70 on at least one WoW character, right? 2 weeks and off for 4. Well, that's not so bad. Not really. I mean, that's better than nothing. At least you'll have to work straight through, because it sucks working through Christmas. It does when you celebrate it. It's working retail through Christmas, man. I used to love Christmas so much. Like, that was my jam. And then I had to start working retail. And nothing kills your love for a holiday that you enjoy. Like doing that. That is rough. Like, I'm just starting to get my drive-in will back for Christmas, because I thought it would start to come back after I got out of retail, and then I started at the casino, and that was just as bad. So, because I was on grave shift, so by the time I woke up, like, we were celebrating having like holiday dinners on different days because I was not awake to even partake in stuff. So I was like, nobody talk to me, I'm tired, leave me alone. So 70 on one, 64 on another, and made enough now for 7 WoW tokens, so you have enough Blizzard balance to cover D4 when it goes up for pre-sale in a few a few months. Holy shit, Taco. I've been struggling. I did get 1 WoW token when it was at 171 the other night. I was afraid to wait, so I grabbed it. I was afraid it was going to shoot back up to 200,000. It kind of bankrupted me. I think I had like 5,000, 6,000 left on my bank alt, and I'm back up to 50,000. I think I made about 8 to 10,000 gold last night into this morning. So I've got another month. So my game time's been extended to February. So we'll see. It's just everything going on. It's like I feel guilty when I stop and work on something. I'm like, oh, let me go farming and WoW. Oh, there's Christmas gifts I need to get done. Oh, there's a Bloodthirsty I need to get done. I really got to get back on those Christmas gifts, but I was so tired I didn't want to really, excuse me, mess around with sharp objects last night. So, because I've had to stay up late in case my dad needed something. And tomorrow we'll figure out if they're going to give him antibiotics or what's going on, or if he's a little more coherent. Russell thinks he's a little more coherent today, so we'll see what happens with him. And we're working on our cardinal ornament here. We're actually going to wrap up for the day because I have to feed the husband. Everybody's coming in now. I need to start this late because now I've got everybody coming in, checking things out, and I'm like, well, I got to go feed the husband. But, you know, basically what we did today, earlier, if you want to go back and rewatch the VOD, is that we made we're working on the aunt-in-law's Christmas gift. We're getting that started. So, we made our template, and then we cut it out. So then we filled in our fluff, and we got our base colors down in. I know the head's not quite right, but you know, it's good enough. And our interior of our template's just been sitting here judging us, peeking over his little inspirational image. I swear he looks more blue jay than cardinal, but you know, whatever. So we started to establish our base colors in. We got the beacon, we got the bird, the main body of the bird color in, and we put in a little stick for him to sit on. Tomorrow, we will be back tomorrow. I'm not going to do another stream tonight because I'm not feeling well, but we will do one tomorrow, and we'll start to establish our darker wing color, which we're going to use the deep wine. No, red wine. This is from Paintbox. This is their Simply Chunky. Because it's a little bit darker, there's a little more purple to it, and I think it will bring up the different color in the wing and set that. And then we have to put our black mask on. I might put a little bit more red into the body up in here. We'll see how things feel, because right now the head feels a little thin to be getting the eye hook in there. I mean, I can do it. I think I want that a little bit thicker, so we might add a little bit more red up in here. Oh, the deep red, the base red. We have to put our black mask on, our googly eye. Of course, we have to have the googly eye. And I want to stitch around the edges. Don't know if we're doing all of that tomorrow. But this will probably end up, if we don't finish tomorrow, then we'll end up having a bonus stream on Tuesday night late. Because husband, I think, has D&D on Tuesday this week. I think he does. They're still working out the Cyberpunk Red. And trying to figure out what rules they're gonna homebrew and where rules need to be established, or what rule, this is dumb, this doesn't work, and adjusting it that way. Because they did a trial run trying to figure out the system and realizing, oh hey, they didn't put any rules in for X, or, you know, that kind of thing. So, you can rewatch the VOD if you missed the beginning. We'll be back tomorrow to continue working on this, because time is of the essence. I still have my dad's gift to do, and I still have to finish up the husband's 2 gifts, and I'm like, oh my god, it's December 4th already, shit. Don't forget to send your challenge or death lists in to podcast@wildchallenges.com, you guys. That needs to be in by Thursday, no later than Thursday, or else it might not get read on the show on Saturday. So I will see you all tomorrow. You guys have a good night. Enjoy the start of your weekend. Stay safe, hydrate, all that shit. I'll see you tomorrow.